So mere hours after we recorded the podcast, we actually found out who the headliner is going to be for Sunday night and who is replacing Kanye. It is Swedish House Mafia with The Weeknd. We actually talked about that as well as some other options that could have been in a very special episode of Can't Feel the Heat that you are about to listen to. But the lineup announcement came out on Wednesday morning. Coachella tweeted it, and Swedish House Mafia with The Weeknd is now headlining on Sunday.
You are now listening to Can't Feel the Heat, the unofficial podcast about the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival. Our mission is to explore the complexities of Coachella, covering the news, music, artists, technology, and business of the festival. Please rate us on Apple Podcasts and subscribe on all of your favorite platforms. Follow us on Instagram at Can't Feel the Heat and check out our website at www.can'tfeeltheheat.com. Can't Feel the Heat is hosted by Tom Nash and Vanessa Franco.
Welcome back to Can't Feel the Heat. I am your host, Tom Nash. With us is the co-host, Vanessa Franco. What's up, Vanessa?
Hello. Nothing new and exciting to report here, right? Everything's just ho-hum.
Yeah, we're recording this on April 5th, and Coachella is just 10 days away. I cannot believe it. It's so exciting.
It is exciting.
So we do have some huge breaking news about Coachella. Looks like Kanye West is now the Coachella dropout. Yes, he is. Okay, so if you somehow have missed this news, it came out yesterday. TMZ was the first one to report it, that Kanye is like, no, I'm not doing Coachella. And I don't know. I don't want to say I told you so, but I kind of had a feeling this is going to happen. You called this one a mile away.
I did call this because I was like, I just don't think this is a good idea. Now, I sincerely hope that Kanye has pulled out, like we've heard a number of things. I hope he is like getting help because I hope people close to him are looking out for him and helping him make good decisions for him. However, when you are about to be the big headliner of the festival that kicks off festival season in the United States and the whole world is watching you, there's now a big hole on Sunday night. Although, interestingly enough, as we record this right now on Tuesday, Golden Voice has not acknowledged this at all. Ye is still up on the website. He is on the poster. So it's like, could this all be one big performance art piece? I guess, but I think that that's not what we're going to see.
Yeah, you can't rule out that possibility. And I guess Golden Voice's silence is very noticeable. What do you think they would do? Would they put out just an announcement on Twitter just saying that he's not coming? Would they do that before they had a replacement lined up? What moves would you expect them to make?
So I'm expecting them to just be like I almost wonder if they're not going to say anything until they release the set times. And it's like, oh, surprise, here's your new headliner. I think we've seen this happen all the time. Like, leaks are coming out before then. So I think we will know before the set times come out. But I feel like the when we're going to see Coachella make any kind of comment on it will just be whatever we see for the set times. And I think that there's something really interesting that I'm noticing. So, we're coming up on 10 days from Coachella. I started to get emails from people telling me, hey, come see my artist. They're playing at this time in this tent. So even before the official set times come out, I typically have some kind of idea. And what's really interesting is that this year people are just saying Saturday, TBD, or Friday, TBD. Now, I don't know if that's because they are cracking down and they don't want people kind of piecing together what the set times are ahead of time, because Golden Voice is very big on the element of surprise. And there's also a lot of tweaking. I remember years ago, Paul Tillett, who is the head of Golden Voice, telling me that until the day before they announce it, he's there moving. I kind of imagine him with Post-it notes. If you've ever planned seating for a wedding, this is what I imagine Paul doing with the various stages. And he things move around and shift, and he was like, I always know that I'm going to make some people upset with set conflicts. So I feel like that could be some of it, but I also have to wonder if now Kanye being out has made more uncertainty for that. But they're not going to not go without a headliner. And the easiest artist to slot in that place is Swedish House Mafia. We talked about this when the lineup came out. They were just there in the big bold font, like, returning to the desert. Now, I've seen that people on the Coachella app said that they were playing Friday, which would make sense after Harry Styles, but I don't know. Like, could you, like, the easiest thing to do is, like, literally, okay, Kanye's off, put Swedish House Mafia on Sunday. Done. Everyone has a good time.
Yeah, it's almost like they were thinking about that when they first released the poster, right? Because Swedish House Mafia wasn't slated for a day. They were just kind of there as the floaters in case one of the headliners, wink, wink, Kanye, couldn't make it. And the cool thing I like about just promoting Swedish House Mafia is that they could actually do a lot with guests to make it, like, have that extra star power to kind of push them over the top. Like, their number one song right now on Spotify features The Weeknd, right? So people were saying, oh, maybe The Weeknd could be a headliner. Well, maybe The Weeknd could just kind of be like, maybe they kind of leak or hint out that Weeknd's going to be making an appearance, and then Weeknd could do a little set, like a mini set with them, play Blinding Lights. Also, they have a new song, like their newest single features Sting, right? It's a sample of a Police song. So that's cool. Like, they could really bring out some of this extra star power to put them over the top and, you know, make everyone forget about Kanye. So that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, that could be interesting. I mean, the other thing, too, is, like, look at who's right behind Kanye on the poster. Doja Cat. Like,
yeah,
she's huge. She's huge right now. She just won a Grammy, and, like, stars are just like us. She, like, was in the bathroom when her Grammy was announced and, like, ran out there. It was really funny. And then, like, a really, like, emotional speech, actually, from her. It was really great. Go find it on the interwebs. But, I mean, just, she's got so many, like, she could, like, have a guest, like, a guest-a-palooza, like,
yeah,
you know, SZA, you know, Saweetie, like, I mean, there's so many people, so I think she could definitely be someone that we could see. The thing is, does she have enough material to carry the headlining set? I think with boosting the guests, sure, why not? Like, and I mean, it would be great to see a woman, especially a woman of color, on the top of the bill again.
Yeah, and then it's crazy because she was on the lineup right in 2020 and was way at the bottom. So to go from the bottom to the top in 2 short years would be a huge accomplishment for her. So these feel like the safe options.
Yeah.
Oh, is it safe to say it's kind of like worst case scenario? Like,
yeah,
not to insult Swedish House Mafia or Doja Cat, but like this was what would happen if there are no big surprises. This is what we'd expect to see.
Well, and so here's the thing. Like, as someone who has covered Coachella since 2007, I really feel like that they are not going to settle for someone who's, like, not a headliner. I feel like
But it's 10 days away.
I know it's 10 days away, but I feel like there is a backup plan to the backup plan to the backup plan. So I think the easiest person to slot into this is a longtime friend of the festival and of Golden Voice, Tyler, the Creator. He just finished his tour, like, just wrapped up. It is huge. Or I'm sorry, he's actually wrapping up on April 8th, so this week. So he's wrapping up a week before Coachella. That leaves him ready to go. He's got this full thing. He just played the place formerly known as Staples. I keep calling it the Crypt. You know, like, and it was massive. He works with Golden Voice on his own festival, Camp Flognaw Carnival, that they've had at, like, Dodger Stadium in most recent years. So I think he's a natural fit. He, like, was great the last time he played Coachella. It's definitely the demographic of Coachella.
Yeah.
I think the only thing is, like, okay, if you put Tyler out, like, would they still do it if he was playing Camp Flognaw? If they're planning that, does that weaken Camp Flognaw? I don't know. That's kind of my only thing, but I think he would be great. I would love to see that.
So Camp Flognaw hasn't been announced? Is that what you're saying? That
it hasn't been
in theory
announced.
Yeah,
they could be working on it. I would imagine they usually announce it, like, in the late spring, early summer, and it happens, I want to say, in December. So that could be the only thing is, like, maybe he's, like, planning a really, really special Camp Flognaw. That might be the only thing I could see that would detract from it. But, you know, again, he's got that relationship. He could step up. He's already ready to go. He already has the production. Boom.
He's totally on brand. I think it's a natural fit, just a demographic. And then also, same genre, right? More or less. Obviously, they're very different. But then what I'm hearing, too, you also say is the timeline works, where they don't normally announce Camp Flognaw until late spring anyway. So there's really no issue there with a conflict. Okay, so this would be like number one contender in terms of if they bring someone new on.
Yes.
It feels very on brand for Coachella.
Yeah, I feel like very on brand for Coachella. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if you remember too, like, and he would also go like, I mean, On Future first played Coachella. I mean, I can't even remember what year, but it also kind of mirrors that timeline. Like Coachella loves to bring local people. They love to like help people rise through the ranks. So he really fits like kind of on all of those levels.
You remember in the Coachella doc, 20 Years in the Desert documentary, they basically featured a whole segment about Tyler, about how he got kicked out and basically saying how he like represents the younger generation at Coachella, like the current modern generation. They talked about that a lot. He had a whole segment on there. So
yeah.
Yes,
so I think that's going to be really, I think he's definitely one possibility. But okay, so I'm going to tell you who I absolutely want to see. Like if I can pick anyone, if I'm making all the phone calls on this, I love Silk Sonic. I love that record. Silk Sonic is Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars. Anderson has played the festival multiple times in his own right. You know, like Bruno Mars, one of the biggest pop stars in the world. Together, they're doing the 70s throwback. They were also they won a bunch of stuff at the Grammys the other night, and they were absolutely hilarious. They were complete fire. They have been doing a residency in Vegas that surprisingly, has no dates in April. So they have this entire month off. Neither one of them has any other dates. They could totally do a Silk Sonic set, have a bunch of guests, kind of like what Prince did in 2008, and then do like some of their own solo stuff in there. I mean, imagine what it would be like to like have like Uptown Funk like go off at Coachella. I feel like that's like kind of the fun party we all need in 2022.
This was my thing that I was hoping would happen also. I would love to see this one. So hot off their Grammy win, like Doja Cat. Their friend Thundercat's already going to be there. Is he playing in the Heineken
house? Yeah, he's already going to be there. Yeah. Thundercat, come on up. Like, exactly.
I'm a huge fan of a bass player that they feature on their music named Bootsy Collins. He's like a legendary bass player. If they brought Bootsy out, I would be done.
Totally be there. Bootsy would totally be there. Bring Bootsy to Coachella. Bootsy at Coachella. Like, I want this to happen. Like, I really just want this to happen. I think I was like asking for the Silk Sonic to be a headliner like before they even announced the lineup. I'm like, I just really want this.
Yeah, we definitely talked about it back in the day. We talked about this when Travis Scott dropped, right? We were hoping for this one, and then you've been talking about, hey, big gaps in April. I just hope they don't go away. Either whatever happens with Silk Sonic, to stick around and do another album down the road at some point. So as we're making buckets here, this is like the leading bucket of this would be the big surprise get if they could get them. That would be maybe a little bit more exciting, at least for us, than Tyler, the Creator. More star power, if nothing else.
Exactly. Everybody would be talking about it, right? Because like Coachella at this point, it's all about the optics. Who's everyone going to be talking about, right? Like we love Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish also just crushed it at the Grammys. But I mean, she's playing the Forum the week before. Harry Styles is going to debut some new music, but I mean, Harry's been touring. So like Kanye was kind of a little bit of that X factor, even though he had a couple of shows. So I mean, that could really elevate it, right? Like Silk Sonic is the thing that could take it next level, and that's going to be the thing that only Coachella has and nobody else has. Like that would be, I think it'd be pretty epic.
Oh, I agree. I would love to see this one. Okay, well, I cross my fingers. So if we don't get Silk Sonic, who else do you think could be other surprise replacements?
Okay, so let's talk about the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Longtime friends of the festival, right? Like they've been there for a long time. I feel like they were there if you were there during Windchella, like I still think there is dust in my lungs from it. They were there the first year. I covered it in 2007. They just released a brand new album. Like last week, they just got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Their tour doesn't start until July. Well, I take it back. They start in June overseas. They come to LA in July. It's already sold out, so they're not cannibalizing their own ticket sales. And people love, I mean, they're like that legacy act. They played Coachella a ton of times. I think they're rehearsing right now. Are they going to bring a huge spectacle? No, but do you really need a huge spectacle with the Red Hot Chili Peppers? No.
Yeah.
I guess my question for you is, I think if this were 2016, the Chili Peppers would be a gimme. And now, like the same thing, like I feel like the Black Keys or Arcade Fire, any of them could headline. We're now in 2022. Coachella's changed. Tom, do you think that, like, can you have a headliner like the Red Hot Chili Peppers now? Does it fit?
I think they're still popular with the younger generation. So yes, I think that it's the kind of thing almost like Snoop Dogg, where they're famous just for being famous at this point. It's not even so much that people worship their music. It's just that like they're icons in popular culture. So yeah, I think they're still really popular, and they would just have the attitude, I think, that would make it work, where it wouldn't be a polished, star-studded production. It would just be them like jamming out. And it might not get the biggest draw. Like I'm thinking of like when LCD Sound System headlined a few years back, right? And like you could walk right up to the stage because there wasn't that many people there. That is the vibe I think they would bring.
Yeah, I think that would be like really, really interesting. And like I said, longtime friends of the festival. So I think that we could see them. So then I like kind of like what we were talking about, kind of in between Tyler, the Creator, right? Like someone who's just wrapped up the tour and has time, but also someone who has played the festival before is Bad Bunny. Is anyone bigger than Bad Bunny right now? Like all I remember is like everyone was freaking out because they couldn't get tickets to see Bad Bunny. Could Bad Bunny be our Sunday night headliner?
It'd be a fun one. I love it. And they never had a Spanish language headliner before, right?
I think you are correct.
For sure, no. Yeah, so that's super newsy and progressive. And, that's a good one. I hadn't even thought about Bad Bunny. So you don't think there's any major conflicts for him?
No, the tour just wrapped up. I believe,
Nice.
I want to say April 3rd, which was the other night. I think, yeah, he just wrapped his tour. That would be big.
Ooh, I like this one. This would be a whole new flavor. I'd be down. Okay.
So that's one.
I like it.
Yeah, right. So then like we get more into like kind of the pipe dream. This one's gonna go more into pipe dream territory. But it would be pretty epic. What if Rage Against the Machine, who was originally supposed to play in 2020, and then we all thought it was gonna be on 2022, and then suddenly wasn't, and then canceled their tour dates and pushed them to next year. What if they actually managed to get Rage Against the Machine together? They all live in LA. Like, come on, Zach, let's go. Like, I'm just imagining Tom Morello, like, packing Zach De La Rocca in the car and be like, let's go to the desert. And then they come out and just, like, melt everybody's faces off.
Ooh, yes. Let's do it. Everyone wants that.
Right? Everybody wants that. I don't think it's going to happen. I would be shocked. It's like I said, because they moved those other tour dates to next year, I don't think I can't imagine they've been in rehearsals. Like, the Chili Peppers have at least been in rehearsals. So I just think that, like, yeah, but a girl can dream. All of us can dream. All of us who really wanted to see Rage can dream.
They've got the same lineup. They don't need to rehearse. They know those songs.
Yeah, they know those songs. They don't like just put your mic to the crowd. We know those songs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so something that like I like didn't think about until somebody suggested it to me later yesterday after we like first read our story was Miley Cyrus. And again, Miley so hot right now. She's been doing some festivals in South America. And she hasn't played. And that could be pretty... Like, I saw her, like, at the Soundgarden, the tribute to Chris Cornell at the Forum a few years ago. And holy moly, like, I was just, I really, really was impressed. And, like, when I've seen her on TV and, like, in other performances, she's been really great. That was my first time seeing her live. I think she would crush it. So I think... And, again, she's been on tour, so she might have, like, enough going on... That again, I don't know that we're going to get the big splashy show like a Bad Bunny or a Tyler, the Creator, but it would be like a really good set of music.
Yeah, what hit me is it's almost just too matchy with Harry Styles, I think. That it's just kind of a similar teen, gone rockish person that I like Miley. I like her newer stuff that's more disco-y. Yeah, I would check it out for sure. I'd be down, but it just feels like almost too similar with Harry Styles to me.
I can see your point there. I mean, there's some other things that people were batting around, like BTS, which would blow everyone's mind. But BTS has so much choreography. They put on such a big show. I don't see how they pull it together in time. I just don't. I wish it would happen. I hope
they've been training for this since they were like 10, right?
I know, right?
They can pull it off. It's just the production, though.
Yeah, just the production. I mean, I really hope they book them next year. I think they would be a brilliant booking for 2023.
Yes.
Some people were talking about Adele because her Vegas residency never really happened or got postponed. I don't think Adele really fits anymore, but I mean, that would be pretty cool to see. That'd be something else no one else had. Somebody else was talking about Frank Ocean Because remember, we were supposed to see him, but then like last year they said, oh, he needs another year to prepare. So I don't know, maybe Frank Ocean will surprise everybody and show up. And then I had another thought. So do you remember the artist who was on, there was one artist who was on both Coachella and Stagecoach for 2020 originally.
Yeah, I made a joke that like his career was over. He was a one-hit wonder, and like what a bad take, because he's just absolutely blown up since then. Lil Nas X, right?
Yep, we were talking about Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
And man, he like performed again at the Grammys the other night. Just amazing. Like just so much fun, so much energy. But I don't know that he's got tour dates right now. So I don't know if he's been rehearsals, if we have any hope of seeing him. But that would be pretty great, because I was disappointed that he wasn't back on the lineup. And he had a huge year, huge album. So that would be really good. But I think, I don't know, I'm really hoping, I'm thinking Tyler, the Creator, is the safest bet, but I really want it to be Silk Sonic. That's where I'm thinking things are going.
Yeah, Bad Bunny would be great too. Lil Nas X, you got me excited for that one. That could be really fun also. But I just don't think it's going to be anything that exciting. I'm just trying not to get my hopes too high up. So when people were asking me who's going to be the replacement, I was like, I don't, probably just be Swedish House Mafia, which could be fun. I just hope they bring out The Weeknd. That would be amazing.
I think they're going to do something bigger. I just, again, like, I feel like they've had all these contingency plans over the years, and they had to have had one because Kanye. And I wonder, like, I don't know, would you put Swedish House Mafia as your contingency plan on the Billboard? I mean, the other thing too is that, like, honestly, it was already sold out pretty much before they ever announced. So, like, people are buying into it knowing that whatever Coachella puts on is going to be a good show, no matter what, like, the people on the message boards, or not the message boards, on, like, Reddit and the group will talk about. Like, most of the people who go to Coachella, you're not going for one specific artist. You are going for the festival experience and to see as much music as you can.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be interesting, but I really do think they'll pull something out. Like, something else to remember, I was thinking about this. Like in 2008, I don't think we knew that Prince was headlining until like 2 weeks before the festival. I think they finally got that.
Oh, for sure.
Done.
Yeah, it was really last minute.
It was really last minute, because I remember, because we were all like, really, like Portishead is headlining. Not to knock Portishead, that was a strange year too. Like I'd forgotten that was the year. Like Jack Johnson headlined Coachella. How weird is that to think about now? Jack Johnson headlining Coachella. Ohana, yes. Bonnaroo, sure. Coachella, what? I think that was a weird time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the other thing that's interesting. I kind of feel like maybe whoever this third billing ends up being, does it usher in a new, like, the next era of Coachella? Or is it really just a last minute replacement?
We've talked about this before, that they're going to want to play it safe because they're the established top dog, that they're not incentivized to, like, take a huge risk. Almost they're going to, like, we were talking about them, like, waiting the extra year, letting all the other festivals go, and then coming back. And it's going to be huge news kind of either way, that they will probably just, like, not try to, like, do anything too crazy. But the COVID stuff's been really quiet, right, Vanessa? Like, we haven't heard any huge spikes or anything coming. So it seems like everything's...
It's kind of coming, like, right? Like some things it's indicating that there are a rise in cases, but nothing here in Riverside County. Like, we're not seeing hospitalizations go up at this point. I read a story the other day about people coming back from South by Southwest and coming with some more, like, coming back with and getting COVID. My plan is to test before I enter the festival and test before I come home.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm wearing a mask. I'm wearing a mask the whole time. Got KN95s, and I bought so much hand sanitizer, and I'm not going to touch my face. That is my goal. Tom, if you see me, don't let me touch my face.
Okay, I'm going to call you out on that for sure.
Yeah. That's going to be very weird. Like, stop touching your face. Like, I'm like, don't touch your face. So I'm hopeful that things are going to be good. I also feel like, again, like with Coachella, unless you're trying to see a packed set in a tent, which definitely happens, I feel like, especially at the outdoor stage and the Coachella stage, there are plenty of places to stand where you can kind of have your own space. and be okay with it. And I feel like Yuma and Sonora, those AC units work really hard. So I feel good about the ventilation in there. So I'm just like, I'm being cautiously optimistic about it. That everyone get some rest now because we're going to be going hard, and like build up your immunity. Lots of vitamin C.
Great. So we've got the recap, I think. The safe options that are out in the bill already are Swedish House Mafia and Doja Cat. If they're going to add someone new, Tyler, the Creator would be like a really on-brand choice of someone that they have a relationship, but like not too big of a get. From there, Silk Sonic would be like a huge get, but they just have never played any kind of festival like this, so that would be like huge wild card. Red Hot Chili Peppers, just throw them on the stage, let them do their thing, easy. Bad Bunny, ooh, I'm excited about that one. That would be crazy.
It would be pretty great.
I could get really down. Rage Against the Machine, who knows?
It's not going to happen. I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there. What is it? People talking about manifesting it, right? Let's manifest Rage Against the Machine reunion.
You heard it here first. And then Miley Cyrus, BTS, Adele, Frank Ocean, Lil Nas X kind of rounding out our pure speculation. Did we miss anything, do you think, Vanessa? Maybe Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion. Lizzo, what's Lizzo doing? Lizzo just like had her new show. Maybe Lizzo. I don't know. Lady Gaga, remember she was going to come out with Chromatica. She was supposed to be there last year. So maybe, but I feel like Lady Gaga needs more time to prepare. And she already like had to step in once for Beyonce. Like, I don't think that Lady Gaga wants to just be the fill-in headliner.
And in terms of timeline, do you think that we probably won't find out until like midweek next week when they drop the set times? Is that about right?
I don't know. I think that we're going to find out sooner. I think it wouldn't be surprising if we found out by the end of this week, because whoever it is probably like, I mean, they're already out there building, like, who knows? Like, especially if it's someone who hasn't done a lot, they may be out there sound checking. I don't know. Maybe we can get Angel, our recent guest, to like cruise by and see if you can hear anybody like just practicing on the thing. I think that we may hear, like, people may find out by the end of this week, but I think that like the first time we're going to hear anything official from Golden Voice, it's going to be next week when the set times come out.
Yes. Okay. Well, let's do a quick update on the podcast State of the Union. So you'll notice that we put out an episode last week and we're doing another one this week. We're a weekly podcast now. What?
What?
I don't know how long we'll be able to keep this up, but we're going to try to record again next Tuesday. I guess in theory, we might have set times.
We might.
Who knows? That would be crazy. And then during Coachella, try to put out some midweek podcasts, like in addition to the normal Tuesday one. Vanessa may not be on those. I might just press record and get some different people on. But this is a great time to reach out to us. Vanessa's obviously out there both weekends. I'm only going weekend one. But, it's very easy just to send us something on Instagram. Say, hey, I'm a fan of the pod. Let's meet up for La Imperatrice. Or, like, I noticed that you're really into Alton Goon. Let's meet you there. Let's do it. Like, I want to meet anyone who wants to do that. Vanessa's obviously busy. You'll be, working. But I won't be,
Yes, I am working. But I want to see everybody. We can do like what I think Brian came up. I think was it with Brian or with Niaz? And we were like the VFTs, the Vanessa fungible token. Like we'll get a piece of spicy pie and walk around and see a set. That's the dream. That's the dream. Yeah, but no, hit us up. Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, message us on Instagram at Can't Feel the Heat. Please subscribe to the podcast on your favorite streaming service. We do have a website, can'tfeeltheheat.com. Twitter at Can't Feel the Heat. And yeah, just love to meet up with some listeners. It's really organic what we're doing here, right? Like, we've probably got a couple dozen just genuine friends now out of this whole podcasting experience, like people that we just like we're gonna meet up with and say hi to and watch shows. So feel free to join the party and hit us up, and we'll see you real soon, I guess.
We'll see you out in the desert.
You have just listened to Can't Feel the Heat, the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival unofficial podcast. Please rate us on Apple Podcasts and subscribe on all of your favorite platforms. Follow us on Instagram at Can't Feel the Heat and check out our website at www.can'tfeeltheheat.com.